Hey Kiara, how's it going? You want to shout out? Yeah, I'm good. I watched Nimona this morning, which is an absolutely fantastic movie. Hey Nellis, thanks for giving Kiara the shout out. Hope you're doing well today. Maybe ones I might actually suddenly start talking about it at any time during the stream because I really have to emphasise it's really good. Nellis, you're 5 states away from where you normally am. Is there a story behind that? I mean, it's okay if you don't want to share too much to avoid doxing yourself or anything. Alright, you're prepping for work. Fair enough. Oh, and if you haven't seen the movie yet, I won't spoil anything. Hey, Key. You're not sure you entirely follow? Am I saying that there's this movie, which is good? Yes, I probably recommend Nemona's for everyone. Oh, and thank you for giving Icky the shout out, Nerlus. I'll just be a moment longer. Righty. How's it going? So, yeah, fun story. Sorry if I'm a bit flustered, but I kind of forgot to brew my tea just before I started streaming, so I've got my red bush tea in the thermos brewing for later. And we're going to have the rare, but seldom seen, Pepsi ASMR. Ellis, what did you miss on Monday? Basically, I wanted a bunch of bards who are spreading propaganda for a rival kingdom, a bunch of bandits who'd been sponsored by a rival kingdom, and a renegade gnome who was teleporting monsters into my kingdom on behalf of a rival kingdom. Oh, and said rival kingdom was the same kingdom all 3 times. I air update. Well, I sculpted these while I was working on Nimona, and I think I've more or less got them even. I might make this a short stream because I want to have just sort of have them finished for tomorrow, where I've got most of the day off. But yep, speaking of, let's not waste any more time and let's get some games on. So yeah, I'm not doing any tabletop RPG stuff this week, so I won't be streaming tomorrow, and I'll be doing my hopefully the end of well, hopefully beating the final boss of Len's Inception Friday. And yeah, tomorrow hopefully I'll be making the mould for those ears, which is exciting. Hey Wuzzle, how's it going? Finally back home after touching grass for a week and a half at Friends. Heck yeah, I'm good. As I was just telling everyone, repeatedly and enthusiastically, I watched Nimona this morning, which I have to emphasise is an amazing movie. Oh hey, Nick. Well, fancy seeing me here, BisectedBrioche. This is the point where my boss subtitles appear. Oh, hey good trans girl. All the cool people are crowding in. Okay, let me just check the old journal. So, companion quests. A bard's calling, I need to wait for this to happen. I want at heart I can't do until I can access Pitax. But reveal my destiny I can do right now. So I can't complete until I've access to Pitax. And I'm really not sure what to do here. Like, I've dealt with these, I dealt with the propagandists, found out why these monsters were attacking, because someone was teleporting them in, and dealt with the bandits. So all I've got is oppose the influence. Can we also get a shout out for good trans girl? Nick, I need a comma title after like a Dark Souls boss. Hey, a fun question for everyone in chat then. What would your Dark Souls boss subtitle be? Mine would be Erin Brioche. Or not shut up about Nimona. Oh yeah, good point, Nillis. It would be Empress of Beep Boop. Nick is cursedness. Lord of Hubris. Wait, where's Hubris? Icky, yours would be Oh Never Mind. Kia would be Dark Strings of Kia. Oh well, I think I'm gonna do the companion quest for my Inquisitor. start that little project. Okay, one more day, I'll be able to find my way into the dream, so that's useful. Good trans girl. Guild master at Alexandria. Frequently disappearing. I keep forgetting your name's Alexandria. That's such a cool name. And no, I don't know why I think it's a good name. I never chose it myself, but yeah, if I knew why I did anything, I'd probably go mad. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Some gloves I wanna... Oh yeah, also reminds me I've got some leveling up to do. Okay, where are those gloves? Bomb throwers glove. +2 equipment bonus to attack rolls made for bombs and their DC. Take it. As cool as that resistance would be. Could benefit from the resistance then. Okay, let's get the... Oh yeah. Got the cleric. 15th level for cleric. Like he's just getting spells. Icky. Or Icky, Lord of Bloody Hell, why is he still referencing the magic roundabout in the current year argument of our Lord 2023? Nolus. Nolus man. Plagiarist of the realm. Wait, does that mean you're someone in the realm who's plagiarizing, or... Or commence summoning? Heck yeah. Oop, and summon monster 8. Okay. Gongar's taking another level of magus. What's he getting? He's getting another feat. Open focus. Add Ray. Magus Arcana. Let's go for Maximized. Maximized is nice. And a new spell. Let's go for Acidic Spray. Ability. In a pair of wings that grant a +3 dodge bonus to AC against melee attacks and immune to ground-based effects. Amazing. Yeah, because he's got sorcerer. He's a dragon lineage sorcerer. Earliest, you got to read 10 different item descriptions and 3 Reddit threads just to be able to make an educated argument to which it is. Yeah, Arcane Trickster. This is her 9th level in it. So she's acquired Invisible Thief. She can become invisible as if under the effects of a greater invisibility as a free action, and stay invisible for a number of rounds per day equal to her level. And she gets more use of impromptu attack. A bunch of skill points, obviously, because Rogue. Okay, feet. Spell focus. Combat casting. Okay, a couple of new spells. Also a bunch. Sorry. Yeah, transformation might be useful in a pinch. Tarple. Beast shape. A bit redundant when she's got a dragon shape. Disintegrate. Go wrong, but disintegrate. Okay, and our other cleric. I'm curious. I mentioned it when I started streaming, but I just watched Nimona this morning. Has anyone else watched it? I mean, obviously, I'll avoid spoilers for it, but there's not an not inconsiderable chance I won't shut up about it. Spell focus. Okay, Inquisitor. Get another teamwork feat. Enough. Plus few skill points, because as I keep saying, Inquisitors are basically to clerics as clerics as paladins are rogues. Okay, so feet. A cleave is probably quite useful. And Gilded Caster. Yeah, basically she has a unique ability where she has a teamwork feat, which is basically a feat that only applies if both characters who could benefit from it have it. Effectively everyone has it, which is basically the only way to make them useful anyway. Notice you've never heard of Nimona? Well, it's a newish film. It came out on Netflix a couple of weeks ago. It was being developed by Blue Sky Studios. It was basically shut down by Disney. Because Disney gonna Disney. And it's based on a webcomic and graphic novel by N.D. Stevenson. I also know as the showrunner for the She-Ra reboot. And it's... I think I've described it in at least one Discord as basically, imagine if Shrek Well, obviously there's quite a few queer readings of Shrek, but imagine if the queer readings were the actual text of it. Sort of a dungeon punk setting. Hey Lobo, you love the cosplay, so adorable. Am I making a tiefling too this run? Yep, I'm indeed. I'm playing a tiefling rogue arcane trickster. Oh, well, sorry, eldritch scoundrel. The arcane trickster's a prestige class in this. Click lock. Oh yeah, stone skin cube. That's useful. No banishment. I've already got banishment. Yeah, I'll take stone skin communal. Okay, anyone else? Oh yep, and of course the fighter. Okay, she gets more armor training, more tower shield training, and a feat. Oh, and likes 2 skill points, of course. Yeah, I play a lot of tieflings, as Nolis points out. I kind of like tieflings, hence why I'm working on this cosplay. I'll hopefully have ears before long. I just still sculpting them, but I've nearly just about finished them, and hopefully I'll be able to cast them tomorrow. And well, it's quite likely evil bull rush. We'll go for blinding critical. Useful, especially if you get multiple attacks. Got any new salves to give her?
The dangers don't frighten me.
Okay, let's get going then. A party and put your Val in there, so exactly, Nellis. Quote number 332. Fun brioche facts. My two settings are squirrel girl / cat girl dial, and a flip switch that says tiefling. Question mark. Okay, so where are we going? Okay, so I meet with smells as a camp. Far from the borders. Whereabouts is this camp then? Oh, here it is. One day and 15 hours of travel. Hey, Maxting. What's new in the Queendom? Oh, our Inquisitor's going to have to go and face the consequences of her actions. Cool. I can go visit the dream world now. Wow, I should really rank up Arcane. Thanks, Sting. You should stream a game so that Shouter actually says something. Probably Duskers or Gearhead RPG.
Why don't we set up camp?
Event. Got an assassin after me. Gar has 0. So I think it might be best just to let your foul finish doing. Okay, how do I get into the elven camp? Okay. Okay, let's just save. Okay, so yeah, Nemona's big. Was I talking about Nemona? Or did I drift between one thing and another again? Oh, elf. Elf, elf. This is the elven camp, alright. They call it an elven camp, but this seems quite serious.
Well,
Okay, here's the head elf. But we don't have to fight our way through all of them. That though. Town Kitty, that quest is fun. Ooh. I just started the quest and I got like 500,000 XP. There's some song that does those fluty, flourishy note things at the end, and it keeps reminding you of it. You have no idea what it is. The game does 3 of them, but the song does 2 and then put 2 together. Exactly, Max Sting. It's not camp at all. Grave silence follows you as you approach the elves. They do not move, staring at you and your fowl as if they are waiting for something, rather someone. A young dark-haired woman emerges from behind the crowd, greets you with a nod. At the sight of her, something almost imperceptible changes in Yafao's. It's hard not to notice their incredible similarity. Daughter. Favourite creature. am I most capable student? The voice of your fowl is colourless and her facial expression unreadable. What a pleasure it is to see you leading this band of murderers. My head. Your fowl literally killed your relatives for power and youth. You're not really in a position to talk here. Outrage erupts in the elven crowd, but their leader remains calm. The dark eyes of the girl burn with determination, the blush on her cheeks. Amazing how details change her face, otherwise nearly indistinguishable from the pale, lifeless face of her mother. Thought you would know that I couldn't stay away? Didn't you always teach me to be responsible for my actions and follow things through? Nolus uses your fowl's voice to cast an artifact spell. Eh? I didn't guess it. Alright, you mean the music whenever I camp. Maxting, you can just use exclamation mark, add quote, followed by a space and then the quote. Okay, chaotic good. Well, I don't really want to protect her. Definitely not handing her over though. Yeah, I think the best thing to do here is to try and get this straightened out first. Listen to us before you make any hasty decisions. Val is not to blame for the death of the young elves. It was Nao, the Inquisitor of Pharasma, who had set a trap for both us and them. Open your eyes, girl. I teach you to think with your head, and not to traps laid by sealed prophet. Reason, I've got no use in killing those foolish elves you wish to avenge. True, you had no use for it. But if there were any use for you, you would have killed them without hesitation. Right, Mother? I know you best than anyone. I know how far you might go if no one stops you. The pauses and then continues sternly. I persuaded the court to send you into exile. I used everything I could. Friends, connections, the arts of persuasion you taught me, and achieved the mildest punishment possible. It was a mistake. If I hadn't done it, our unfortunate youths will still be drawing breath. Love blinded me. Told me many times that our feelings are our worst advisors, but only now have I finally learned this lesson. It is my duty to stop you. See it through. The elf turns to you. I'm sorry, Queen. I have no wish to invade your lands, but there is no other way. Give us the murderer and we shall leave in peace. Notice you were making a Magic the Gathering joke about your fowl's voice being colourless. Oh, okay. Thank you for the quote, Maxting. And yep, as Maxting says, camp is a form of comedy with origins in musical comedy. The old acceptable gay comedy. Yeah, camp is sort of okay, so people generally call the Resident Evil games camp in their tone, as in camp horror. Obviously, it's a horror element, but it's supposed to be sort of like silly and over the top. That's basically what camp means in a nutshell. But yeah, it can also mean a little gay. Hey, Diplomacy 36. And yet I ask you to leave. There's no need to spill any more blood on my land. Hey, I've got pretty good odds here, as long as I roll above a 5. When I sweep throughout the elven lines, it seems that some of them are less determined than the others. The Queen of this torn land is right. We're not some robbers to attack her companions, even in the name of justice. Okay, I guess chaotic good or lawful neutral are my only options. Okay, I'll just say that again. have no idea what happened here. Okay, I guess I'll just go with chaotic good. You leave us no choice, Queen.
Cannot stand against me.
Oh, come on. Oh, no choice. Oh yeah, I really should have filled my spell slots.
Unworthy.
Exactly. If at first you don't succeed, blast it with fireballs. I feel like I'm a bit over leveled for this battle.
Tear them apart!
Serves you right.
I like how she's scripted to still be alive.
Stand down. Oh, you knave. I'll share my path.
Blood for Gorum!
Oh right, there's one over there.
You offend me.
Ha! E! Riti!
Rude.
Teslo! Axi! Yas!
Taste my fury.
They go down!
Okay. Let's try this again. Going to take their stuff.
Running won't
Oh.
help you!
Come on. You should use some of these spells. And yeah, your Faust backstory is basically that she's literally an undead elf with all the mechanical effects that entails. Stop that.
Your time is over.
Esmo. Axe. Yes.
Oh yeah, Nock's not here because I had to. Well, I had to take someone out of the party to get your Fallon. Because obviously this is her personal quest, so she had to be here. And yeah, sadly, you've lost an explosives expert, so I kind of have to put up with him. And up she gets again. And down she gets again. Al approaches the fallen Nortellera, freezes like a statue. The scene from the elven camp at the Fawn River repeats itself once again. But now, instead of some unknown elven girl, her own daughter lies at the Inquisitor's feet, and she seems still alive. I hear you. Yafal speaks under her breath, and you realise she's talking to neither her daughter nor you, or anyone else. For a moment you're filled with a strange sensation of someone else's presence. Someone evil, but somehow jubilant. And then the feeling fades. Yafal's eyes grow clear. Yes, mistress, I'm ready. Yafal turns to you, her eyes glowing with a cold flame. Okafor wants me to use one of the two paths of faith. I can use tankinetic ritual to train my living body with the pleasures that it offers. The children I can then bear will source of my immortality, will become an eternal spirit, changing temporary vessels, and even the age-long lifespan of the elves will be to me as a season. Oh no, she's going to do the whole evil body snatch her kids thing. There is another way. I remain undead, eternal, unchanging, impeccable. In exchange for my final sacrifice, Okafor will grant me new power, a perfect spirit, or perfect undead. Either way, I should be her perfect follower. All that my goddess requires of me, the life of my daughter, here and now. Oh yeah, this game doesn't have artificers. Jubilos class is the alchemist, which is, I suppose, sort of like the potion-based artificer, but not quite. Nortella is barely able to move her lips. A fine choice. I always knew that Okafor would someday demand it from you. My life. Here's my expert opinion. The situation looks quite bad, and you must carefully decide. Here. Interfering in the affairs of gods might be a bad idea. Taneka's ritual. What will happen if you use it? Rebirth in a... Yafal looks at her daughter. The power of the blood bond is great. Okafor will extract my spirit from this dead body and move it to a new living one, which I once gave birth to. Something is something. This is how TERFs feel about their kids. A body you want to give birth to? Nortella repeats quietly. I was prepared to kill you. I was prepared for you to kill me. Never imagined that would be no more than a vessel. Vessel, child. A priceless gift. Yafal speaks with a face of stone. What are you talking about? Even killing her wouldn't be so cruel. You're even more vicious and terrible than I could have imagined, Yafal. Okay, so the lawful good option is obviously to attack her, which is kind of one of the lawful good attack options, which is a good idea by this point. I'm gonna go neutral good and tell her not to. If I'll stop, you can't do this to your daughter. Or anyone. It's grossly unethical. If Hal's eyes look stern and motionless, do you understand what you ask? I cannot resist Ergothoa's will, even if I had a good reason to do so. Gods do not forgive disobedience. I have served you well, but I must do what I so desperately need. Okay, so we have, she's your daughter, don't you at least have an echo of love for her? You surely put much effort into raising her, your daughter. Are you proud of what she became, or am I wrong? Do you want to sacrifice all this now? This is what her Nutella against you in the first place? Break this chain of senseless violence before it's too late. Okay, I might load this if I don't get the ideal outcome, but... Hey Tau Kitty, how's it going? Okay, this is what turned her against you, is the pragmatic argument. Do you suggest I sacrifice myself for the sake of what is good and just? I cast these sentiments from my mind together with my honour and my service to their court. Okay, story of Teneca. You can blame Enio for what happened to her, but in truth it was her faith in Ergothoa that condemned her, offered her no comfort in her time of need. It was foolish, weak, unworthy of Ergothoa's gifts. With me it'll be different. I shall live as I wish. I won't run for my like a rat. Yafal's face remains motionless, and yet it seems that the memory of Teneca's terrible fate stirs in her some unspoken feeling. Okay, can't you see what your life's become? Blood is spilled again and again, and every time there's more. I don't recall you condemning me earlier, and you knew all about the murders I committed in Pyonin. Remember the girl at the camp near the Fawn River? She'd rather die than become undead. You bear destruction and grief. Those are the gifts you offer. It's what Ergothoa gave to you. I didn't want to torture her, only to preserve her youth and beauty for eternity. Yafal takes a long look at her daughter, with comparing the two girls, recalling the fate of the first. Maxting, you may have to go. Your brain's not being kind to you today. That's fine. I hope it lets you feel a bit better later. How Kitty, there's no ideal outcome here. Only one your character likes. Okay, I don't have any more arguments here. Good. Then it's decided. So let it be. The one born of me shall be destroyed by me. There's always a way out. There's Yafal as if continuing an old argument. But not for you, Nort. Nutella's eyes widen, but doesn't utter a sound. She's either too exhausted or too proud to ask for mercy. For a moment, Yafal freezes in a strained pose, as if gathering her strength. Let this be my new beginning. Ergothoa, accept this sacrifice. Heck. Max Sting, you'll probably just disappear into man for an infinity. Low one is always so pretty. Oh, no less Marathon Infinity Well, Marathon is basically the series Bungie made before they made Halo. Well then. Shield +3, +2, breastplate +3. Wow, they all have some pretty good loot on them. So just to check, there isn't a way to convince to just, you know, not. Oh, you can convince her to not. Okay, I might load and try that again then. Could save anyway. Yeah, it's not a particularly difficult fight. Okay, I'm gonna save. Lindsay cast haste. And let's go.
Stand against me.
Stand down.
Scared? You should be.
Okay, thanks for dropping by, Kiara. Hope your shift goes well.
You offend me. Oh, you knave.
What keeps happening?
We'll do it the hard way.
And yeah, that was fast. I think I had a good initiative roll, so I managed to get them all before anything else happened. And yeah, this is kind of funny, isn't it? Prepare for battle! Prepare for battle! Taking the battles to Isengard.
Away, you rascal!
Donk, donk, donk. I forget, can I save in the middle of combat? No, I can't. Okay, will cleave work here? No.
Serves you right.
I mean, maybe the ideal option here would be to just hand your foul over. Maxting, you wonder if elves make better than average undead because of the constitution penalty? Good question. Okay, she's your daughter. Okay, I'll try and make the middle argument then. Nolas, your foul's got a long Leviathan hunting career ahead of her. I see what you did there. Cow Kitty, that'll be outcome number 4. What's outcome number 4? Oh, as opposed to convincing her that what she's doing is wrong. Well, let's do this again. Unless you can tell me what outcome number 5 be.
Adventures call to them. Half tempted to just open a garden and see what my best option is here. Maxting, magical enchantment being what it is, you wish there were more crystalline stone weapons than there are in these things. Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, I think the only one I can think of is well, some classes seem to get sort of like stone magical weapons or energy weapons they summon, but
Quick.
Where's the battle music? Max Sting bone is also good. Notice crystal rocks and magic. Crystals and rocks carry magic too, whilst waste them on a whacking stick. Max Sting, whacking sticks are cool. One of the clerics is an extraordinarily fond of casting Wall of Stone to save lives. Was given a stone weapon when he did so to save some children. The goddess just kind of made it a stone magic weapon in the wall when he cast it. Rainbowy. It's pretty cool. Oh, and thank you for the follow, Lobo Guru. Sorry, Gura. Sorry I missed that earlier. Looks like Twitch doesn't send email alerts when that happens anymore. Wow, you used an innovation on an undead? Seriously?
This spell has other uses.
Tear them apart! Look at me, Gorum!
Oh yeah, it's true, the Elder Scrolls series does have glass.
Gaining the advantage is always smart.
You cannot stand against me.
Me?
Stand down. Oh, you knave.
Yes. Oxy. Yes.
Oh, down you go, I guess.
Now you see. Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration. defend me.
Yes.
Serves you right.
Yeah, it's occurring to me that if I don't want Yafao to do anything particularly unethical, maybe I'd actually be better off handing her over in the first place, even if it is the lawful option. Okay, option number 2. A barely noticeable shadow of doubt runs through the depths of Yafao's dark eyes. I will regret it. Perhaps I'll even feel sad. Twice a year. I will not turn back. I cannot turn back. Yes. Yafao suddenly stopped speaking and remained silent for a long time. Her empty, undead face does not betray the thoughts and feelings rushing through her mind behind the mask. She glances at you, her daughter, the grass, the trees, the sky, as if trying to put them all in the same picture. I've come such a long way, she says finally. Eternal escape. Expectation. Decisions before me. Will I finish all this? Fine. Yafao looks at her daughter and speaks with a simmering calm. Do not dare disappoint me, girl. I do not wish to learn that I gave up so much for an ordinary, worthless being. Not manage her life. Be exceptional in everything you do. Yafao straightens her shoulders with a nervous movement and looks straight ahead. I must disappoint you, goddess. I reject your gift. Oh, it happens.
Just letting the ink dry.
Made 2 mistakes with her, Nutella says as you approach. I keep wanting to say her name, Nutella. What's everyone talking about in chat? Oh, you're debating whether or not there's should be more stone weapons, which to be fair would be pretty sick. Alright, yeah, I think I've got links disabled, Maxting, sorry. If you send Nolas the link in a whisper, he should be able to post it for you. First time back in Kyonin, I defended her before the court and argued she might change. Second time, here, I sought to kill, believing that she could never change. I owe you my life, Queen. My life and hopes. I pray that one day I might repay you in kind. But for now, I'll give you one of the things. I don't think I'll ever be able to touch this again. Thank you for everything, and farewell. Well, I'm down a party member, but I've got Signet of the Incorruptible. This ring allows its wearer to use the Inquisitor's Judgment ability 3 more times per day. Well, that would be very useful if I still had an Inquisitor, wouldn't it? Well, still looting their corpses. Here that I am.
dangers don't frighten me.
Now let's... Oh, you're trying to discuss the definition of median. Yeah, it's quite a flexible word, to be fair. How do I get to the baneful bog?
I decree we set up camp.
Yeah, no, I'm still down a party member. Advisors. Oh yeah, I need a new minister, don't I? Well, this kind of sucks. Okay, someone else will have to be treasurer. Now Kitty Yafao's gone, so you assume she predicted her own death. That's the outcome your druid picked. Yeah, that's basically what I had to go with. Yeah, well, what I went with in the end after save scumming a few times. Oh wow, I really should have finished Yafao's current thing. Or oh well, let's take a rest. Gonna be the one time I get attacked, isn't it? Exactly. Wouldn't be an Owlcat game without some save scumming. Isn't here? Are the settlements all glowing a bit more now?
I decree we set up camp.
Time to get some rest, isn't it?
Jeez, everyone's just moaning. Maxting. Imagine turning away from a vengeful evil deity to a good nice deity. You just have an afterlife of like, well, it's not really great stuff to deal with because you're not fully spared the punishment from the evil one. Yeah, to be fair, in D&D terms, they basically have an after.
Clear my path.
I think D&D and First Edition Pathfinder determined that someone's afterlife was determined by either their deity or their alignment. Ah, cool. Got Yafao's stuff back. Oh, no point in keeping all these. I'll keep that. Don't really need that because I don't have an Inquisitor anymore. Nerlus, your stream is for adults, right?
Cree, we set up camp.
Also Twitch. Has to be told that Sucker isn't a slur. Maxting a Scunthorpe problem, you guess? Could be. Tau Kitty, Desna is very nice, but you just think butterflies are creepy. Alright, because Wrath of the Righteous has a succubus demon converted to Desna worship. She went through the afterlife. Remind me, don't demons usually form from mortal souls? But only like if you were a sinner in life, you become like the lowest level. And potentially a more powerful demon might rank you up. But just sort of as raw material. Okay. Events. Recent solar eclipse has the people frightened. Many of them look at it as a bad omen, referring to the Kellid shaman's calendars, which tell a bad year. Here is turning to panic. God must be made to hear reason. Dangerous rumours have to be stopped. A 5% chance. Gosh darn it. Okay, is the storyteller okay, the storyteller will be done in a couple of days. Oh, triumph. Efforts by the Regent's agents to persuade people to remain were so successful some Pataxian families moved to the stolen lands as well. Amazing. We just literally turned this whole thing around. Okay, but that was a disaster. Let's hope the storyteller can do something. 35%. Great. Okay. Gongar can do nothing. Well, maybe he'll roll a 20. Actually, no, I'll undo that. And when I've put Ubelos in charge of espionage, hopefully he'll be able to do something about it. Max thing, you always thought it should be form aware in D&D that has an arcane spell failure chance. Why's that? Pathfinder has this distinction where the original inhabitants of the Abyss, Clip-offs, were combined with mortal sinner souls to form the first demons. Oh, okay. Notice this form won't live in real life, that hat comes for heavy normal walking around failure chance. Okay. I suppose you should probably do that quest.
How may I serve you, Your Highness?
Oh, Rigongar has wings now. Okay, we need to speak to the storyteller about it. Well. Everything is prepared for the dream ritual. I'm ready.
How unusual. I do not collect a story, but help create it. Good luck, Your Highness, and may the gods guide your way.
Oh, into the dreams we go.
Oh yeah, Rigongar leveled up and got wings. It's just a thing sorcerers do. And, well, he's a... what's it called? Sword mage thing. Magus. But he still basically gets sorcerer powers. Exactly Tau Kitty. Leathery blue dragon flappers from his bloodline. Hey Radiac. Cummerbund of awkwardness. Maxting, the whole concept of ostentatious uselessness is fascinatingly awful. Like hands covered in rings to lean into the notion. You don't need to do anything yourself because you have people to do that for you. Yep, and fake pockets and stuff. Exactly, Nerlus. It's also why there's a whole thing of long nails. Like, obviously they get in the way, but the whole point is they get in the way, you know? Anyway, we're in the dreams of Nerissa.
Our sister. Our mistress. Our queen. Our sister. Our mistress. Our queen. Hail to our queen.
Stop calling me that. In the darkest hours and the brightest days, you simply called me sister. I need no other title. Your songs and laughter accompanied me in my happiest moments. I would rather not shift them to honorifics. The time of my triumph is nigh, sisters. I want to share it with you as I have always shared my secrets, my sorrows, and my joys. Even after I become an eldest, I shall not abandon you. My realm will be the kingdom of spring, love, and life, and you will all be most welcome there.
Okay, this is very different from the whole, wahaha, I will destroy your empire side of her we've seen. Maxting, you have this kingdom in your Pathfinder setting where kings have these big metal gauntlet fist things. they used to officially say yes and no and stuff. They're completely stiff and don't move. It's just this little handle inside to grip it by. They didn't have to speak or do anything for themselves, and are required by their station not to. And yeah, high heels too. I mean, definitely stilettos. Some sort of lower heels do have functions like riding boots. But yeah, traditionally high heels were to accentuate the shape of legs and stuff. Exactly, Nellis. She's in dairy mode. I mean, sedans at the more, I think, were more of a luxury thing, and don't have to do anything thing, seeing as you're having someone else help move you.
Be happy, sister. Be victorious, sister.
Wow, we're inside her dream. Maybe we should try talking to her. She may not quite be the real Nyrissa, but that's kind of the point. In her dreams, she can let out the things she would never say in the real world.
Next thing, having a hand so covered in rings you can't use it, it's also like that. Yeah, I mean that's why I don't like wearing rings at all. I just find them so irritating.
Be careful, Nyrissa. You have always been the bravest of us, and none deserve to be an eldest more than you. But these ambitions may come with a steep price.
Perhaps I have always been the bravest, Devindra, but you have always been the grumpiest. We are blessed with eternal life, but we keep living out each day, abiding by rules we had no hand in creating. My plan is daring, you say? Well then, so be it.
I simply pray we do not end up paying a price we cannot bear.
Okay, so there was a thing earlier about her being forced to destroy 1,000 empires. So I guess that's you basically got turned evil for being too ambitious. Beautiful voices of the nymphs fade away. The vision seems to freeze. A ghostly Nerissa stands before you, her eyes seeming to see you without noticing you. What have you done to your sisters, Nerissa?
What I did to them is paltry compared with what was done to me. But you cannot understand. No one can. Just go away.
Apparently there is actually an option to romance Nerissa, but it's like you have to do a bunch of very difficult stuff.
I don't tolerate threats.
Okay, guess we're fighting her. Okay, we're fighting them.
Your time is over.
Okay, time to get my sword out, methinks.
You deserved it.
Okay, they only need like a little cherry tap to take them down.
Away, you rascal.
We should be careful. The dreams are already full of monsters. I dread to think what we might find in Nerissa's head. She has a point.
I wrote it like I saw it. Betrays them.
Finish me, scum! I will not bow my head!
What? Can the self-proclaimed queen not fight off a mere animal of the kennel? I come not to kill you. A trial awaits you, trespasser. I shall simply make sure you get there without getting lost along the way.
I cannot lose!
I was sent by the eldest.
Finish me, scum! I will not bow my head!
What? Can the self-proclaimed queen
Okay, this is just a cutscene.
sent by the eldest? I come not to kill you. A trial awaits you, trespasser. I shall simply make sure you get there without getting lost along the way.
Listen to me, trespasser. You sought a kingdom. I seek something simpler. Apology. Guilty.
The Lantern King. Catch up with chat. Maxting. Rings so large they cause arcane failure checks. Exactly. Notice there's an amount of rings that isn't unbearably restrictive. They aren't taking the place of something that would have been useful. Radiac, when you're in high school, you knew a kid had one of those wristwatches that's also a calculator. In like the late 1980s. The thing was not functional at all. Buttons were way too small. Maxting, you mostly come to think about this reading a novel called The Sparrow by Mary Doria Russell, where the protagonist's hands get surgically altered to become useless as an honour. It wasn't his idea. Ow. Maxting, glad they're not in your wizard pre-C streams. Oh yeah, she's a pretty wild character from what you've told us so far. Notice, someone take part of an axe in yogurt.
It's-a me, Yogurtio.
Cursed. As you sought to steal a kingdom for yourself, so must you do again. 1,000 times over. For a theft, a true theft, must be practiced to be earned. It will be a lengthy task. This is how it shall be measured.
Yes, she's been forced to take levels in Rogue.
Make ruins of kingdoms.
Yeah, we saw this before.
The grains shall gather in this vessel. When 1,000 grains are gathered, bring it before us as an offering, so that an eldest may sip from it.
I wonder if that tastes nice.
When that is done, your trespass shall be forgiven.
Where will I find so many nations? It is...
An impossible task? How? Let your unrequited love guide you. Guided you to your first kingdom, so it shall again. Seek it, hunt for it, lust for it. Let the emptiness inside you become your deadliest weapon. It is not an impossible task. After all, what use is an apology that cannot ever be given? Forgiven. Curse. Curse.
I think she may have been cursed.
Ready. Get scared. Learn. Listen to me, trespasser. You sought a kingdom. I seek something simpler. Apology. Guilty. Doomed. Lost. Cursed. As you sought to steal a kingdom for
Okay,
yourself,
can't go through there.
so must you
Where
do
am I
it
going?
again. 1,000 times over. For a theft, a true theft, must be practiced to be earned. It will be a lengthy task. This is how it shall be measured.
My time to shine.
Make ruins of kingdoms. When each is dust, the grains shall gather in this vessel. When 1,000 grains are gathered, bring it before us as an offering, so that an eldest may sip from it.
I talked to her, Nerissa.
Cursed. Cursed. Cursed.
Oh yeah, thanks Radiac. Bit too late, but
deserve all this.
notice you're not even listening because the voice is too blah and the text is tiny. Max thinks sometimes you feel like the only person who hated Disney movies. Yeah, he's speaking through like 20 filters. Chaotic good. It breaks my heart to see what this curse turned you into in the end. I'll go chaotic good. Pretty fricked up punishment. You're ordered to destroy kingdoms, bring unbearable suffering and pain to so many people. That's what you've done. Those who came up with this punishment are clearly no better.
So many wish to judge me. For someone who cannot comprehend the burden of the curse, you assume far too much. Burn!
Come at me, I dare you.
Fireball.
My lady, there's nothing we can do. The powers of those who've hidden the briar exceed our own in many ways.
Why search for that which has ruined me? He said, let your unrequited love guide you to the doomed kingdoms. No, I will not search any longer, but I must find it. Come now, start searching. It must be here in the stolen lands.
My lady, there's nothing we can do. The powers of those who've hidden the briar exceed our own in many ways.
Why search for that which has ruined me? He said, let your unrequited love guide you to the doomed kingdoms. No.
Exactly, Nellis.
I will not search any longer.
She's threatened with fire and couldn't take a single hit of it. Maxting, it is impossible in the Pathfinder CRPGs to make an Eldritch Knight without losing caster levels. I don't know.
Powers of those who've hidden the briar exceed our own in many ways.
They're talking a lot.
For that which has ruined I told them to stop. No, I told them to search. He said, it is pointless. Why do I need this? Love
Ah, she's talking over herself.
Do you see? They ripped my heart out and threw it into your world. And something else was torn out with it.
Your kindness, your soul?
No, something deeper. Brighter, I suppose. I only know the sound of this word, but not its meaning. A burning word. A stupid word. Love.
What exactly were you looking for?
Something that was stolen from me. Do you believe the aim of my curse was the destruction of your pathetic kingdoms? No, that was merely a path towards redemption. The curse, it deprived me of a part of my soul. The most important part. Ripped from me, crippled, mutilated, and turned into an artifact. The Briar.
Maxting, a pity if you can't make an Eldritch Knight without losing caster levels. The last Eldritch Knight you made ended up functioning as a wizard with more HP. and decent fort saves. But the loss of caster level is a deal breaker. Radiac, it's possible to do arcane tricks to only lose 1 level of wizard, which is not that big a deal.
Yeah, that's true.
Nolus, you got an access to Nile screen for a second, which forgot you're a mod or something.
Yeah, for a second there, the amount of viewers jumped up and down a few times in a few minutes, so I think Twitch's servers might be a bit blarg.
Okay, requires good. I don't believe the soul can be irreparably damaged. Perhaps not all is lost for you after all.
Your words resound with an unexpectedly loud echo, seemingly influenced by them. The surrounding world begins to change. In the eerie silence that followed the Queen's last words, we heard a strange melodic chant. All around us began melting into a colourful world. The insidious nymph Rissa was gone. Visions of her servants faded away like candles. I instantly realised what was happening. Being drawn into the deepest level of the dream. Places like these, secret memories and desires could be hidden, sometimes not even known to their owner. It's incredible luck to make it there. But here at Pussy again, we found ourselves in a flat area among glistening pale green rocks. The areas of lush vegetation spotting the rocks were easily recognisable as flowers of the first world. Beneath the cliffs, a forest of white trees and sky blue leaves could be seen. In the distance, the sharp spires of an ornate castle reached into colourful clouds. As we watched, the castle trembled and very slowly began moving away. It was built on the back of a huge, enormous, three-eyed elephant with branching tusks. Cratchit was here, it scrawled. This turned and realised that we had also changed our shapes. Obeying the laws of the dream, our queen had turned into...
Okay. I want to be a dragon. No shinny in it. Or a tree. I'll take on shinny in it.
What had I become? He met my gaze and said, Lindsay, you look exactly like...
A flying inkwell. That's Lindsay.
In blue, the long white hair of the oceanid queen, sea blue eyes shining with an incredible light. All the power of her new guise, the queen guide. Making someone their minion with the power of their mighty mind. Changing reality. I don't have much chance of succeeding here, but... Unfortunately, games with reality turned out to be a bit beyond the Queen's power. A bunch of practice surely produced the desired results. For now, instead of shaking the foundations of the world, erecting a castle in the clouds, she turned herself into a tree. A very small, slender tree, covered with flowers. A melodic laugh suddenly rang out of nowhere. It was offensive but rather inspiring. It seemed someone was watching the Queen's attempts. Oh, the mark's inconsistent. It might be because I'm leaning over it a bit too much. Is that better? I don't think the mic can be partially unplugged, no less. Huh? Okay, that's weird. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the mic's looking okay. Is that any better? I just had my headphones disconnect and reconnect. Ouch. Lola seems okay so far. Oh, cool. It was none other than Nerissa herself approaching. Something in her appearance was strikingly different from the insidious, cold-blooded villain we come to know. There was no shadow of arrogance or anger in her face, just cheerful sparkles in her bright blue eyes. I'm glad to meet guests in my domain. Greetings. They didn't seem to recognise us at all. Well, I think as a test, did you manage to hear that okay? I'll assume yes. Oh good, uninterrupted. And thank you everyone for using the emojis. Okay, so is this your realm? Oh yes. The nymph pointed to the forest below with an elegant gesture. Obeying her will, all the trees immediately changed their colours, going from white and blue to red and gold, then to an elegant green. I am Nerissa. This is my thousand breaths. She picked up one of the flowers that had fallen from the branches of the queen tree, and with a sly smile placed it on it in her hair. I like you, stranger. Will you stay with me? Soon I'll become something much more than I am now. Soon my domain will be larger, more beautiful. Borders open to the bravest, most wonderful creatures of all. Blazing souls. Together we'll create dreams, and unlike any of the first world has ever known. Silence fell for a moment before the queen finally replied. This is a crazy plan. Give it up or you'll lose— No, that's not very chaotic neutral. It's a good idea. Too bad this is all just a dream. A dream? The nymph showed no understanding of what we meant, but she smiled warmly, if a bit teasingly. Let it be so then. One day this dream will be a reality. We children of the first world are gifted with the ability to change reality, so we're free to fulfill any dream. We're often too timid to do this, expecting punishment from our self-proclaimed gods. But I, for one, am not afraid. How about you, stranger? Her words sounded progressively quieter as the world around us was subsumed in a multicoloured fog. Before the queen could reply, the vision faded. Then we found ourselves in a completely different place, but it seemed vaguely familiar. A stone platform with a pedestal in the middle. That was something we'd already seen in the first world, back when we were looking for a way to get rid of the ever-blooming flower. As in that old vision, Nerissa stood on the pedestal, her head bowed low. Pardon me? Just a shadow of the proud and powerful nymph we'd spoken to recently. The place she'd sat literally emanated an intense pressure and feeling of stiffness. My guess is that it was some sort of magic prison. As we approached, Nerissa raised her head, and she spoke it out in a muffled voice. You. I remember you.
Our meeting is the last of my bright memories. The evanescent dream. Afterwards, there was the battle. My sisters. Slain by the monster with such ease, like wind-extinguishing candles. Defeat and pain. Why have you come? To relish in my despair? Yeah, we're not going to go with the you deserve this option. Nope, don't succumb to evil and despair. Only then will you have a chance. Something strange shone in the nymph's eyes. It was as if the words of the queen had imprinted somewhere deep within her soul. With these final words, the vision faded. It's back to where we had entered this crazy world of melting dreams.
My Skylark, your song is sad today. What happened? Once young deer have barely grown their antlers. They face their fathers in fierce combat. Have you ever seen it?
No less watching a playthrough of Resident Evil 4 Remake lately. You're staying stranger a tad too many times. Stranger. Gun rounds were fun for a reason. Oh, guess my break's over.
The time has come. You are a stag now, not some defenseless fawn. Go and fight. You were born for glory, my wolf cub. There is room in this world for all sorts of different birds. Some sing sweetly, while others screech proudly. But the peacock displays bright feathers to outshine them all. Be my peacock. Shine! You will become a king, whose glory shall overshadow all within the river kingdoms.
Oh, okay. Wow, she really likes her animal metaphors, doesn't she?
If you lose, my heart stops along with yours. My Skylark, your song is sad today. What happened?
Oh, I get it.
Have barely grown their antlers. They face their fathers in fear.
You if not me?
Our
Mag?
The time has come. You are a stag now, not
Okay, so these are the people who she tricked, including me.
Glory, my wolf cub. There is room in this world for all sorts.
Oh, so Everotti's one of her dudes. That explains everything.
While others screech proudly. But the peacock displays bright feathers to outshine them. So easily trapped. Stags and wolves, skylarks and peacocks.
No less you're watching 2 playthroughs of it, actually come to think of it. I think I've seen like 3, if you include Icky's. Armag, Tristian, the Stag Lord, Ifarotti, all turned against me because of you. I mean, to be fair, I don't think the Stag Lord would have gotten along with us too well anyway.
I was there with you from the very first steps you made into the Stolen Lands. I've created a nice cage of magical fog around you. Sent you my Skylark, helped you kill my stag, guided you through dreams and visions. And I pitted my wolf and my peacock against you. Does it not please you, my hound? I gave you so much prey to chase. But what I have done matters little when compared to why I have done it. I have already lost track of so much time. For so many centuries I sought out those like you. The ambitious and bold. Those who believe they can change the world, or at least rule it. I seek them, grant them power, lead them to triumph, and then push them into the abyss.
No less one of these playthroughs is modded to shoot Uber cultists, Isaac Clarke as Leon, Borogrua in the sniper scope, and of course, Mousley. Amazing. I don't know why, but I absolutely love the Mousley meme.
I shall end this suffering.
Okay. Oh, cool. I get to fight myself. Oh no, I guess they're attacking just Tristanium.
Stand down. I don't tolerate threats.
Pew.
You offend me. And then our leader charged forwards.
I guess I'm gonna have to shoot myself. That's dark.
Your time is over. You're but a footnote in our
Okay,
story.
I didn't have to fight me.
Away, you rascal.
Okay.
I don't tolerate threats.
Yep, I do have to fight me. At least I lost initiative to myself.
Any last wishes?
We're coming up, I mean, closer. I mean, we're approaching the real Nerissa.
One more grain. And another grain. This one took 100 years to obtain. And that one was just a week. The first bears the blood of 3 generations burned in war. The second, just 2 well-chosen words. And 1 little betrayal.
Well, it's good to see an improvement in your skills.
This will never end. Never! Do you see this cup? It has a name, you know. The Apology. Within it is the Stag Lord and his crazy dream to become a king and take me as his queen. And Armag and his never-born barbarian empire. Who will fall in next? Pitax and its Peacock King? Or you?
Okay. Yeah. I think apparently, from what I've heard, basically you have to do a lot of very specific... Well, you basically have to research all the curses, and at this point you'd be able to help her somehow. And yeah, this is pretty sad maxing. Very good villain writing. Like, obviously there's a reason she's the antagonist, but he has kind of destroyed countless empires and yeah. Okay, let's see. This isn't particularly optimistic. She completely in control of her faculties. She understands what she's doing. I guess all I can do is resolve to stop her. I'll stop you, one way or another.
What is this? A dream? Or is someone actually playing games with me?
Well, yeah, a CRPG based on a tabletop RPG based on a tabletop RPG based on a war game.
I have had strange dreams recently. Of times before the curse. And a meeting that never occurred.
Hey DJ, how's it going? Notice the scope one is pretty special. Whenever he brings the scope up, there's a PNG of an anime girl pointing at the reticle like, shoot that guy. Amazing. How's it going, DJ?
So, this is a dream. But you have entered it from reality. Exquisite. Very reminiscent of the methods I typically use. For 1,000 years, none have come so close to me. And I assure you, none ever will again. But you... I like you more and more, my hound. Perhaps I have no need of that stupid peacock anymore. I could let you tear him apart if you wish. I know where a tool lies that will let you clip his wings. The evidence of his crimes. Something he's been hiding from his Pitaxian allies. but he could not hide it from me. Remember this name, White Rose Abbey. That is where Iravetti would usually meet with me in the past, and the place where you will find your tool against him.
White Rose Abbey. There was a time when this abbey, built by Caden Kellyan's worshippers, was a hospitable place and provided the whole region with excellent wine. Nobody knows what brought it to ruin. It has been abandoned for many years, and even among the foulest weather, no traveller dares to seek refuge within its crumbling walls. Great, it's going to be cursed. DJ, it goes well. You're hanging for a bit, but now you're having some lunch, you figured you'd say hi. Hope the game has been going great. Yep, the game's going good. I think we're sort of near the end game here, but I'm hoping I'll have my ears finished before, and by extension my entire cosplay. But if not, I guess I could just dress as a tiefling for another stream. I mean, I'm sort of dressed as one now, but you know, like the full cosplay. Oh yeah, I keep mentioning it, but I watched Nimona this morning and that was really fun. Oh yep, and because I mention it every time the name comes up, Aiden Callian's the god in this setting who basically there's a sort of a test anyone can take to become a god. But obviously it's really difficult, and if you fail it you die. And he basically got drunk and woke up deified and became the basically the god of adventurers and taverns. And yep, I agree, Max Ting. Nimona is so good. I think it came out like just towards the end of June, so I've been a bit late, but by my standards it's a lot sooner than I usually watch stuff. And it's I keep saying it's basically if someone took Shrek, took the queer reading and made that the actual text. And of course it's based on webcomic / graphic novel by N.B. Stevenson. The showrunner for the She-Ra reboot. Why do I keep saying NB? Name. And something. Max Sting, you think you'll take off now? Because things improve for now, but you're kind of busted again. Oh yeah, I could just call him Nate. That is a lot easier. I checked Wikipedia and it said his legal name was just those 2 letters. Oh wow, Twitch is really having a moment. The entire stream manager's stats just blanks for a second there. Then again, personally I don't really like calling sort of public figures by their first name because it feels like I'm being a bit too parasocial. I mean, I call Nick Nick, but I've been playing D&D with him for like 2 years, so... Oh yeah, there's a game here, isn't there? Max Sting, one thing you love about Nimona is it has some familiar plot beats, but they're set up in, well, one familiar plot beat was set up as early as the opening sequence. You had to explain it to someone who'd missed it because in a lesser film it would be a total arse pull. Yeah, I think Nick is just regular social. Yeah, I think I absolutely loved how most of it was presented. Like, I don't want to spoil it, but this is this moment where main character's boyfriend, because like one of the main characters is gay and his boyfriend's relationship with his boyfriend is basically a plot thread throughout the entire movie. Is conflicted about a thing, and it just has him asked her if he's okay by someone, and there's just an entire aside where he just screams out exactly how he feels, and he's just moving around in a really animated way, like, which so far only a sort of like Nimona's been shown to do. And then it just sort of cuts back and reveals that was just sort of like an imagined spot. And he just says, yeah, I'm fine. And that's just such a good bit of characterization. Because, like, Nemona's whole thing is just really being a very, no filter. Okay, so what are we going for here? Fine, I'll go. Let's see the worth of your words. Another ambush. It seems like you take me for, not for a hound, but some foolish chicken. Yeah, I'm liking the FU options.
Oh, you can always refuse. Then the peacock will simply peck you to death and gain your kingdom for his own. And I still gain another grain for the apology.
Westmorland. It turns out my kingdom's number 100. If she's on, like, kingdom number 999. Oh. How do I leave? Okay, I guess I need to go explore White Rose Abbey. I think I said I was going to make this a short stream because I want to basically finish getting those ears done. And so I can try casting them tomorrow. So I'll probably head home and call it there.
I'll share my path.
Okay, oh, I literally just need to go through this portal, I guess. Maxling. Wow, they brainwashed you good. Yeah, that is a good line. Oop, punk. Like the implication that Lindsay woke up and walked off. Okay. Yep. I'm just gonna rank up. Okay, Counselor is busy. Treasurer is busy. Also is about to be fired. Okay, success. Disaster. Eclipse, failure. Bunch of new address events. Okay, advisor. I'm putting... Okay, Jubilost sucks apparently. Okay, I'll put Megavan in charge here. And put Jubilost here. What have we got? General wants a word. Oh yeah, I was going to do something about assassins. Oh well. Okay, I'll just do this scene, then I'll... Mimi smiles in satisfaction. It looks like word of our heroic feats made all across Galarian. Merchants and shamans are always chasing great warriors, trying to sell them the best sword, so they can proudly announce it on every corner. 3 great clans want to offer support to our troops. There was more before I got rid of the swindlers and the small fish. We should choose the best one and seal the deal. But only one. We have to refuse the others, to command their respect. And all 3 want to talk to you. Talk them all you want, but look closer at... Miri gives you an inconspicuous wink. The Kurges guy, I say. You understand our army's needs better than I do. You can make your own decision. If even half our soldiers were like Wodka, we'd break every enemy's spine on the battlefield. Okay. Oh hey, it's Bokken. You have sent me acid oil. The goldsmith's... okay. Power Stone. Okay, and the other guy. Inner Demon. I like the sound of that. I have a lot of people making stuff for me. Herbalist Cape. Cool. Okay, let's see what we got here then. So, the Power Stone, this ring grants its bearer a +4 enhancement bonus to strength and the ability to cast Ball Strength 3 times per day as a 3rd level wizard. Oh yeah, she's already got the bonus from the Belt of Giant Strength, but... Inner Demon. If this ring's wearer is a barbarian, it gives them the ability to use Rage for 4 additional rounds. Heck yeah. Yeah, I'll give her that ring instead then. Herbalist Capes, +4 to intelligence, and +5 to law nature checks. Yeah, that +10 to stealth checks is too good to turn down. Do I have anyone else who's intelligence based? Yes, I do. The other hand... yeah, I think it's better to give it to Lindsay. There we go. She can actually use that bonus. Yeah, might as well give it to Knock Knock. You can probably use it. Right then, that's the end of the stream. Takeaways. Tieflings are awesome. Watch Pneumonia, it's a good movie. Never trust a nymph who's been turned evil by centuries of having to do sort of curse. And probably a fourth thing I can't think of. Anyways, we'll find someone to read. Keep wondering if I should get some wefts and cover the ends of these horns to make them look a bit better. Because obviously I can just sort of try and bury them in the wig, but it just doesn't look quite as good. Let's see, we've got Nick playing Celesta, Ikifu playing more Shock, Bunyip Man playing Sid Meier's Civilization. I should really read Bunyip Man more often, but I find Civilization so boring. Yeah, I think I'll give Ikifu a raise. Just because I want to see a bit more of System Shock. Yep, you have a good one too, Nellis. Okay, so, yep, I'll be back on Friday with hopefully, I'll basically try and beat the final boss of Les Inception. I'll probably leave the final area and try and do some prep. Make it a bit easier. And you know, it could be a very short stream, could be a very long one. Could be a situation like as I had with Mario and Luigi, where I just got frustrated and gave up. Hopefully not. And yep. Keep an eye on my Twitter and Blue Sky, and hopefully in the near future my Mastodon when I get around to making one. More news on how my ears are going. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe, and we're going to raid in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.